Hi guys, welcome. Championship Manager 0102, the game that is well over 20 years old and still takes over most of our lives. So today's walkthrough, a very quick one today. Something that I'm going to be really honest with you, I'm not that clued up with, but I thought I'd do one anyway and tell you the basics of something. We're going to talk about tactics today and WibWob. Now a lot of people, they say, what is WibWob? I'm going to be honest with you, I'm shit at WibWobbing. Now, WibWob stands for with ball, without ball. So the term WibWob, or WW for short, WibWob is with ball, without ball. Now, this will be a real basic sort of insight into what it is. So I've loaded up one of my games, one of my saves that I very rarely go to. So let's take this Manchester City game. So you can see, so if I go to with ball, you can see each compartment of the field is where the ball. So if my team had the ball there, if my team had the ball there, if my team had the ball there, and that's where everybody would be, and so on and so on and so on. Now, it's a real touchy subject, WibWob, because some people call it cheating, some people say it's part of the game, some people say it's manipulating the match engine. There are a lot of views out there and opinions. My view, this is my honest view here now. It's not cheating. It is not cheating. That's the first fact, because it is real life. It is part of the game. I accept it is part of the game. However, WibWobbing does give you a good insight into the match engine. Now, if you're WibWobbing, if you're altering players around, the AI, as in the computer teams, they don't WibWob. Well, they do. I think one player WibWobs, not all of them. So it's an unbalanced advantage. That's why, in my opinion, for me, I have my settings at I don't WibWob because the AI don't WibWob. My perspective, if you're going to WibWob to have that realism, then fine, but then you should implement the AI to be able to do the same thing, which you can do by changing the AI tactics. So you look at it and you think, how do I know a player is WibWob? Now let's just take the back three for a moment. Let's look at Klosterman, Diaz and Milito. Right, have a good look at them. Okay, right, let's have a look. Now those two, so players 2, 4 and 5. I'm just going to move them all. So I'm going to move them right. I'm going to move them back a little bit. Move them all back. Now can you see the circle? Look at the circle. It's all got a little bit more thicker. Can you see? If I just if I put it there, and you can see it goes a little bit more thicker. Now if I go back to the overview, look at those three players again. The thickness of the circle, that tells you it is WibWobbed. So when someone says this is my tactic, no exploitation, you look at a tactic and you see the circles have got thickness. Be careful on certain teams' colours, because it might look WibWobbed, but it's not, vice versa. You might think that's not WibWob, but it, so I know that that's WibWob. Now what a lot of teams what a lot of people do, because there's a lot of WibWob testing, to be fair, is they sandwich all the players. So let's say this area here where the ball is, if the ball is here, they sandwich all your players into a box like that. Now there is an art to WibWobbing. I don't even like the word WibWobbing. It sounds fucking like dirty almost. So you see what I've done with that WibWob square. I've piled everybody where so if the ball was here, that's where everybody would be. And then I could do the same thing there and the same thing there. You'll see that the circles are not WibWob. They're not thick, but they are there. So once you've altered it anywhere, absolutely anywhere, so this square, there you see my whole team, or my whole outfield. We'll move the goalie as well. Now I'm going to move the goalie. Everybody is WibWobbed. Okay, now if I want to get rid of, I'll show you something. If I want to get rid of the WibWobs, right click and it goes. Right click and it goes. Right click, and that will get rid of the WibWob. Now if I go back to that, you see, oh, and the goalie. And that's that. So it's all gone. Okay. Obviously, so WibWobbing, you're putting everybody where the ball is, in that slot, that slot, that slot. So it takes a long time, because you're looking at 12 slots. 4 to the left, 4 to the right, 4 to the middle. Then, of course, you've got the without ball. Same situation here. So when you've not got the ball, that's where your players are. So if you want, shift them all around again. So you could really excessively and extensively WibWob your setup. And then, of course, there, and so on and so on and so on. Okay. Now I'm not, like I say, I'm not the expert on WibWob at all. I know the gist of it, and to be honest with you, I don't care about it because I don't have WibWob. But I think there's something like when you're whip. So let's take Klosterman for example, shall we? Let's take Klosterman and Milito, 2 and 5. So let's just move him over there. Move him all the way over there. Sometimes, right, they end up with a fucking arrow, and I don't quite know. That's what I don't understand. I don't know how it works. They end up with arrows. Let's move him just over there for a minute, just for pissing around. No, see what you can see what I've done here. So Klosterman and Milito, when I've got the ball over here, Klosterman and Milito will be totally at the other ends of the field. Let's move 17 and 15, whoever they are. Yeah, so Skov and Ziyech. So there are lots of things you can do. So that is the short and long of just cancel all that shit. That is the short and long of WibWobbing. Now something I will point out to you, right? Particularly on the ODB here, when you first load a tactic or 4-4-2, the original default tactic. Yeah, you see, we all do it and then we all make a tactic. Look at your goalkeeper. This is a trick that has caught a lot of people out. The goalkeeper is already WibWobbed. So, and I'm guilty to say, mate, your goalkeeper's WibWobbed. Now, a lot of people say, does that make any difference? Well, you know, personally, I would unWibWob that goalkeeper. So, bang. And that's a default tactic. So, it is easy to catch people out. Some of the default tactics do have it. So, the 4-4-2 does. No, that don't. 4-4-2, no, that don't. I'm sure there's another one. Well, either way, it's around there. So it's a 4-4-2. So a lot of people, they because that's a default tactic. What they do is they build their tactic around this. So let's pretend you want to play. Let's say hypothetically something like that, right? They've built their tactic. They've done all their team instructions and their individual, if you do any. But your goalkeeper is still WibWobbed. And clearly you can see the goalkeeper's WibWobbed somewhere. He's not WibWobbed there, or there, because you can see the circle. So let's see where he's WibWobbed on that default tactic. I think I've never actually checked. So he's not WibWobbed on anything to do with ball. So it's going to be without ball somewhere. There it is. You see it? That one there? Let's just check up here. Oh, there as well. And there. So these 3 slots. Oh, these as well. Yeah, so these 5 slots here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The goalkeeper is WibWobbed. So let's just take that off. So yeah, they centralise the goalkeeper there. They centralise the goalkeeper like that. You see that? Okay. So you understand what I'm saying, yeah? So that is the goalkeeper WibWobbed. A lot of people don't know that, but that is what it is. Okay. That's it, guys. Hope you've enjoyed that. It was only a quick insight, and you know, if you've got any input on WibWob, then pop them down, because like I said, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm talking shit. If you've got any requests that you want to see within the CM0102 game, pop them down. I'll see what I can do for you. Till next time, guys. Take it easy.